Welcome to another Cacoa Tea. It's Sunday. It is a beautiful Sunday. It's actually raining just a little bit here in Toronto, where I'm coming to you live from. It's actually Pride weekend. It's Pride Day. And for those of you who don't know what Pride is, it's about celebrating life, celebrating humans, celebrating love, and just people being whoever they feel they need to be. So however you want to take it, however your interpretation of it is, my interpretation is, just be yourself, be who you want to be. And that's what I see Pride as. And not turning a blind eye, or not forcing or segregating people because of who they choose to be, or who they choose to love, or what they choose to do with their life. So that's what my interpretation of Pride is. So if you are celebrating Pride, I just want to say happy Pride to every single person who celebrates Pride. We're getting right into the show. Today we have an interesting guest. If you follow my timeline regularly, or if you follow the show, the podcast, you've seen her hair. She's been on here before. She's actually the very first guest to be on twice. Strange, eh? The very, very first guest to be on twice. And she's going to be on with us today. I'm very excited about the interview. This time, it's all about her. So I just want to welcome every single person who's coming on right now, and get ready, because we're going to be joined by Carlyn XP in just a little bit. And I just want to remind you guys, we have just about 2 weeks left to get a chance to win a free costume compliments Cacoa Culture. That is the carnival band for Crop Over. That's Barbados Crop Over 2018 this year. Yes, you get a chance to win a free costume with them. It's just some simple things that you need to do. 3 simple things. You need to share one of the videos with some hashtags, specific hashtags. Follow on Instagram and Facebook, some specific things you have to follow. And also you have to subscribe to one specific channel. Now, if you've done that already, you share it with a friend, let somebody know, so they too can be part of it. If you're going to be in Barbados for Crop Over 2018, the band to be jamming with is Cacoa Culture. They're going to be on the road massive. And if you don't know who Cacoa Culture is, one of the owners of Cacoa Culture, actually, he is the one that powers a lot of the bands in Barbados. In other words, they have this massive sound company, and they literally carry the bands on the road. And this year he's decided to have his own band, and it's called Cacoa Culture. And I invite you guys to be a part of Cacoa Culture for Crop Over 2018. I'm going to be announcing the winner in about 2 weeks. So be sure to log in and get the information, and get the information as to who has won themselves a brand new costume. Yes, to jam for this year's Carry Crop Over. I wanted to say Carry Banner for some strange reason. Of course, getting distracted a little bit. Want to say good afternoon to the folks just joining us. Hi, how you doing? Hope everybody's doing fine. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know where you logged in from. Say hello, drop a line, say hi, say bye, say see you later, say something, let me know where you're representing. When you do that, I would really love to know. Today's a bit of a melancholy day for me. I've been wearing very little makeup, for those of you who might notice. I just felt like wearing very little makeup today. It's just one of those days. Plus, I've been doing some, I don't know if you're Dominican, you know what is La Nuit Blanche. I've been doing a few La Nuit Blanche because I've been doing an online course, and it's just taking a lot of my time. So I've been doing a lot of long nights, and it's not even because of the baby, strange enough. But I'm here, you're here, and you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me. And for that, I really, really do appreciate you. We're going to get into the swing of things. We're going to be joined by my guest in a few seconds. She's waiting. She's standing by. And she's coming on we're going to be joined with by the beautiful Carlyn XP. What's up, Carlyn?
Hi. What's
How you
happening?
doing?
I'm good. Thank you for
Thank you
having
for
me.
having me.
Oh, thank you so very much for being on. I was just saying that it's the second time that you're on. You're the first guest to be on twice.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Ooh.
I
I
know.
feel honored.
And ain't that something, eh? And you have your dreads pulled back in a bun today. You're
Yes, today I feel like keeping it up, so I'm having it up today.
nice. You look lovely as always. I like your shirt. Is that like a shirt that we can like purchase? Like if somebody wants to get a Carlyn XP shirt, is that possible? Is that doable?
It's always on the market, but yours is on FedEx on its way up to meet you. So
Ah, that's what's up. I'll definitely rock it for Carolina up here. For sure. I just want to thank you again for being on with us. And guys, those of you who are coming on, we have a really good show for you today. And we really appreciate you being here with us. Carlyn, you have your Cacoa tea?
sure do.
You're
Sure
almost
do.
I felt exactly.
What?
You
We
gotta,
might think alike.
I guess. We're matching for sure today. And if you're just logging on, make sure you click the share and share the video with a friend. Share the video with a foe. Share the video with somebody that you know, because we're definitely going to give you a good show today. It's a great opportunity for you to get to know a little bit about Carlyn and what she's about and how she came on the scene, and who she is. I posted your stuff on Instagram I think it was 2 days ago or a day ago, and somebody was like, I love her voice, and I was like, you even know who she is, you know? And they're like, yeah, I love your voice. So you get an opportunity to know a little bit more about Carlyn. If you have not heard about her, if it's your very first time, you're gonna definitely know who she is by the end of this interview. Nothing's off the table, right, Carlyn?
No. We're putting it all on the table.
On the table, yes. So we're gonna get straight into this thing of things. And the very first question, I always ask this question in every single interview that I do. It's like the staple question of the show.
Okay.
Who is Carlyn XP?
Well, it's simple, you know. Carlyn XP is the next big thing out of Dominica. Very simple.
She says, simple. Who definitely the next big thing. Tell us a little bit about your life growing up. Where were you raised? Where exactly from Dominica are you from? You know, like tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I'm from the beautiful community of Girardel and Eggleston, but Girardel mainly. And I was born in Dominica. I'm 100% Dominican. I went to the Girardel Primary. Then I moved on to St. Martin Secondary, Dominica State College, and all the works in Dominica.
Oh. Okay, I think you were mute for a second. I'm not hearing you. You hearing me?
Yes, I can.
All right, good.
Very clearly.
Okay, good. All right. What did you do as a child that drove everyone crazy? Was there something that you did? You just seem to be such a composed person, a composed individual. Was there anything that you ever did growing up that drove everyone crazy?
Not that I can think of at this moment. I don't think I was ever.
So you're not a
like
troublemaker.
No, I was always this very quiet person. I think I'm the real definition of Lucy, you know. Growing up, I was never a crazy or troublesome or outgoing person. Always this little shy person. I think I'm still just as shy until I hit that stage. I think I'm the real definition of a Lucy.
What is her name, Lucy? Was singing ever part of your childhood? Did you sing in church? Did you sing in school?
Yes, I was part of the Girardel choir, the Catholic Church choir. So I did a little music in my time. Like for since I was 13 years old, I was part of the choir.
Okay. And did you sing in school or was it just the church?
Um, I sang in school, but it's only if they had maybe like a talent show or stuff like that, but not necessarily as part of the school choir or anything as such.
Okay. When you were growing up, were there any musicians that you actually looked up to? And if any, why were these particular ones the ones that you gravitated towards?
Um, I would say Mikel, because I mean, I used to see a lot of Mikel when I was growing up. And I always said I want to be like this young lady when I grew up. And lo and behold, I'm actually on stage with her, like when she's so yes. So I'll be on stage with her, do background vocals with her and stuff like that. And I really looked up to her because she has such a beautiful voice. And I think that was one of the first albums I ever got was of Michael Henderson. And I used to try and sing just like her, try and song like her. Not for nothing I could hit those high notes, but it was a step in the right direction because I mean, see where I am today. So
Mm, that's nice. And was there a particular reason why you just looked up to her, or just because she was around you? That
she
was
was around, and I really, really, really admired her, especially that golden voice of hers. So
now. Go ahead.
yeah. No, I was just saying because of the voice mainly. I think I really looked up to her.
Nice. Now you go through primary school, you go through high school, and you're done high school.
Right.
What happened next? Or what happened next?
Well, I went to college. At the time, they were not accepting me for what I really wanted to do,
What
which
is
was
that?
nursing. And then at the time, because I left high school at 16,
Like everybody.
like everybody, so you had to be 18 years in order to get into the program. So I had to wait out 2 years before I could actually register and become accepted into the program. So between 16 and 18, I did a little work in town. I was working in one of the stores in town, just waiting and waiting patiently to turn 18 in order to pursue my career in nursing at the nursing school.
Do you think that kind of held you back a bit, like the 2 years of waiting?
Um, Not necessarily though, because I mean, I don't think at 16 I would have been ready, to take on all the work and the training and the responsibility of taking care of somebody else's life. So I guess I had to learn a little more of how to stand on my own. Like it actually helped me to be a little more mature and independent. From 16 to 18, you're learning to depend on your own and you're learning to work. So I think it kind of like helped me to prepare myself in order to take care of other people and manage myself as an adult.
Now you get into the nursing program. How long was that program?
It was 1 to 4 years, 4 years of theory because we had to do like pre-health before we actually got into the general nursing program. So that took me like about 4 years, and then 2 to actually get onto the ward and practice and observe and learn everything about the wards and practice what I was taught in theory.
Why did you want to become a nurse?
I don't know. At first I was forced into it. At first I was kind of forced into it because my mother was like, you need something. These kind of parents that always believe that their kids should be something great in life. So she's like, nursing is a very good career for you to have, and all I was concerned about is my music. and singing and going on stage and stuff. And she's like, no, 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 no. I didn't spend all that money in high school for you to go and do music. It's like that kind of thing. Like, there's no way in music, you know?
Mhm.
But then when I got into the program and I started doing stuff and learning new stuff, medical stuff and stuff, I started to really, really, really like it. And then I saw where she was coming from, you know?
Mhm.
And then I fell in love with the nursing, and I fell in love with taking care of people. And you know, you had that, even if I was still a student, and that one day I went on the ward, and you know, this young lady, I cannot forget her. I did forget her name, but I cannot forget. She came in and she had colic, and I took care of her, you know, and the love that she got. And she was like, when she was leaving, thank you, nurse, I feel so much better. That was what that stole my heart. And I decided, oh, now I know what my mother was talking about. I don't regret it at all, at all, at all, at all.
So you absolutely loved your job.
Of course, of course.
Now let's digress a little bit
Right.
from.
Right.
You had a love for singing. What
Yes.
was the first band you ever sang with? How did you get into the band? Give me some.
The first band I ever sang with was a little band they had in town called Maudie Faye. For those of you that that a little thing on the patois, more fire, you know, yeah, that Maudie Faye. A group of friends, you know, they had a little band, you know, they used to do a little thing in their backyard, and you know, and then they wanted to make something bigger out of it. So they decided to create a band, and they call it Modify. Now everything was like really Modify, because you would see wires all over the place, nothing really connected, you know, wires connecting to wires and stuff. And stuff. So it was a real Modify band, you know. So, and then I had a friend in it, you know, and he was like, yeah, you can sing, so why don't you come and sing with us and stuff like that. So I got into the band, and I still wasn't so much at the front of the band, you know. I was more like a backup. I would sing one or two songs, lead songs, but I was more like a backup in the band. But that was the first band I ever, Modify. Then we had our band house by SMA, at the back of SMA there, and by the Rolls. I don't know if you know of Nicky Roll, his son Ali Roll, right? He was the leader of the band, and so, and I was a part of. That was the first band I was a part of. Modify.
Did you enjoy being in the band?
Of course, of course. We had some good
What
times.
did you enjoy the most?
Just being on stage with them, and there are some really cool guys, you know. You cannot be around them and not laugh. And I'm a person, I like to laugh. If anybody who knows me, they know I love to laugh. So, so it was really fun just being around them and, you know, working with them and doing music with them.
Did you compose any songs while you were with Modify?
No, not with them. I did have a song with them that we released, but it was a cover of a Hold Me in Your Arms Tonight. You know that song? So I did a cover of that song with them on a medley that we had.
Okay. All right. So you get out of Modify, or you look, and you decide what's next.
Well, after I got out of Modify, I moved on to Caribbean Vibes, where we were doing strictly reggae music, you know, Divine Sounds and the guys and Brian. And so it was, and again, I was like not at the front of the band. I was there, you know, putting a little extra harmony and melody in the backgrounds and making it sound all complete. But I still wasn't at the front, you know. Still a little bit shy, you know, just 18 and just getting out of my shell. Mark you, I still couldn't go out as much as I wanted to, because my father was not about that life. So even at 18, I was still like almost, let's say, on the strict rules and regulations, like you have to be home at that time. And imagine in Dominica, bands don't start until like 11, 12 o'clock. So coming in at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm scared to open the door because I should have been home by 12 o'clock. But how can you be in a band and you have to be home at 12 o'clock? Tell me, in Dominica. So it was really fun, but
Did you ever get blown?
No, the first time, the very, very, very first time. I think that jam ended at 1:30. We had a jam at St. Joe, and it ended at 1:30. And yeah, I don't think I was ever allowed to go back to sing after that.
Yeah, did you have to go and pick your whip, or was the whip waiting for you?
Oh, it was waiting, definitely waiting. But I just knew after that I came home at 1:30 and he said nothing. I wouldn't dare to go back and ask him if I can go to that jam again, or if I am allowed to go and sing to that jam again. But I guess it all worked out.
So you went on to Caribbean Vibes.
Right.
How long did you stay at Caribbean Vibes?
I stayed with them about a year or two. Was it 2 years? Thereabout. Yeah.
And then what happens next?
And then I met up with Dunstan Peters. That's Maggie. Everybody know him as Maggie. And most people don't know that Dunstan gave me my first solo act as Carlyn XP. You know, I never really talk about it, but I want to give him a shout out and, you know, say thank you very much to him. And he gave me a spot with his guys. He had Nai and Clint, and I think Dice was a part of it too, on Creole in the Park, you know. Mm-hmm. And I came in, he had his band together, and lo and behold, when I stepped into, Mr. Phillip was on the keyboards. And I will never forget, I did 2 songs. I did a Rihanna song, and I did Roll It by Alison Hines. Mm-hmm. Yes, so he gave me the 2 first songs that I did as a solo act, Carlyn XP, in Creole in the Park, you know. And then I moved on with Alex Bruno. You know, they were doing this kind of shows back in the day at Newtown Savannah, and he needed a backup, so he called me, and I said, okay, sure, I can do it. And then when I stepped into the studios of Imperial Publishing, that's where all hell broke loose. Why is that? You're listening. That's where it all happened. That was the end of that. After I stepped into the studio, my career just, it exploded.
That was the beginning. So tell us, you walked into the studio.
Yes.
And what happened?
And I came and I did my backups. That's it. I just did my backups. And I went home. I think that bakes need a little Cacoa tea to go with it,
yes! You know? It's a little Cacoa tea and that bake.
Yes, it is too wet. I need to wet it.
So you meet Connell.
Right.
What was your first impression of him?
I mean, he was a cute dude, you know. He still is a cute dude, but I was like, he's a cute dude. But I saw a girl coming there and checking him, so I was like, whatever, I'll just keep in my lane, you know what I mean? But he was like, after like maybe the second practice, he's like, So I'm like, why is he handing me his phone? So when I looked at the phone, I saw the pad saying with the numbers on there, just like this. So I was like, here we go. There. So I picked up and it was like, that was my number that was supposed to go in there. you know. So I put my number in there, and then we started talking, and one thing happened and led to another, led to another. I guess the girl wasn't that important.
I hope the girl are listening right now. Okay, so you meet Cornell, and the next time, where do we see you?
On stage with Fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So I and you know, most people would not know that, but he never wanted me in Fanatic because he's like, he don't really want to be like, you know, sometimes if you with somebody and you're in a group together, and then probably if the person take one decision and you might support the person, people might think you're a little bit biased towards that person and kind of thing. So he always meant that he never wanted me in Fanatic, blah blah blah. But the guys and them were like, is something new, is something different to have two lead female vocalists, because they already had Sharian, right? And then it had one time that they performed at Fort Young, I think it was, and then she was ill and she couldn't make it, but I was right there. And because I was following them all the time, I knew like most of the songs that she was doing. So I ended up going on stage and yeah, they put me on this spot one time. So it was kind of like when they heard that I could actually do what she was doing, you know, it was like, yes, let's just do it and get the both of them at the front, and you know, that's why I went in into Fanatic.
So Sharian decides eventually to leave the band, right? Yeah. And you become the leading lady,
yes,
of Fanatic.
Yeah.
I talk about the band life, because you guys did a lot.
we did, you know. And at first I was still like at the back because, you know, coming in from these bands, you know, you're always at the back. And even if they wanted to have the notion of two lead female vocalists, I was still holding back, you know, because I figure she's there and I don't really need to be at the front because I'm stepping into her domain, you understand? And then I was put on the spot in that one show, and I had to make it a do or die. I had to step up my game, and you know, you're at the front now, you're leading, and you have to step it up. You cannot be going at the front of stage and being all shy and everything, you know. And then from there, they was just like talking to me and giving me stuff to look at and build up my stage personality and stuff like that. And my presence on stage went from like here to all the way up here. So like everywhere you pass, you hear something about Carlyn, you know. But and now it's XB.
We're gonna stick a pin in it for a second. Okay. I also want to shout out the folks. A lot of folks are coming on, Carlyn. A lot of folks. Cool down.
I feel so loved.
Hi, Carlyn. Yes, hi, Carlyn. Sawana is also on. A big up to you, Sawana. And we have quite a bit of people coming on and showing some love. Juanita, O'Neill, Justina, Shelly-Ann, and Janae. A lot of folks are coming in to say hi. I just want to remind you, if you're looking at the show right now, I want to encourage you to hit the share button, share it with a friend on your timeline, or tag a friend to let them know that you're listening or you're viewing. And for those of you who are unable to actually view the entire show, you can always go back in 24 hours. So the entire show will be on my website. And it's not just the audio. You'll be able to also get the video of the show. So you'll be able to look at the show after we've actually aired, and also get the downloadable link for the audio, because some folks want to download it, you know, when you're in Wi-Fi, you know, the Wi-Fi, you know, you don't download it and listen to it after. So that is also available for you. All right. So just want to let everybody know that the website is jaeljoseph.com. It's very easy. It's my name, .com. And you just go on there and you can listen to the podcast under the plug section. That's podcast log, PLOG. If you need to get in touch with Carlyn XP for a gig, for whatever it is, probably for her music or whatever, All her social media handles are listed on the link above. So you can click and follow her on Instagram, on Facebook, follow her website, check out her music, purchase her music. She has an album out. So you can make sure you familiarize yourself with Carlyn. All right. So we're talking here on faculty with Carlyn XP Dominica's Bouyon Queen, as she's known as. Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking about some hot business. And I just have to cool down, cool it down a little bit.
You see, the tea was very hot. You tell me to mix it up, so.
So we're getting back into things. So you are now slowly becoming the leading lady in a Fanatic band.
Right.
What happens after that?
What happened? Nothing happened, Jael. We are still here. Nothing happened.
Still there, of course, but you guys are not as we see you normally on seasonal. It's more like a seasonal thing. It's not like it used to be where it was, and I kind of like that because I think people appreciate it more. When they hear hey, because I remember going to Fort Young and you guys would be playing, and the place was hot.
Chat.
Yes. It would be beyond recognition, really shut down the place. What do you think made you guys such a dynamic band, or make you guys such a dynamic band?
I think because we were like different from all the other bands. We won't come on and play like the normal music or the regular songs that you would hear, maybe all the soca, and we would always mix it up. We would have pop, we would have rap, we would have jazz, we would have bouyon, we would have soca, we would have cadence, we would have compa, we would have everything in there. And you would very rarely find a band in Dominica that would do all that. Like you can go out and I would play and the young people can enjoy and the older folks can enjoy because, we would always have this old school vibes with us, and they can get up and dance and don't worry with anybody, and in the same way, the young people know that their turn will come, and then later on in the jam, we would have, all the upbeats and the pop and the R&B, and they're more young people music, so everybody was getting a little taste of whatever they like. So I think that made us different, and it made us even stand out from all the other bands in Dominica.
Okay, so you're with Fanatic, you're playing in the band. I think we kind of sort of spoke about a little bit, but how did you actually know he was the one?
I still don't know, it just happened. It just it just happened to happen.
It happened to happen.
It just happened to happen. And I'm still waiting, and I'm putting you on blast. Remember, we said we're not leaving anything off the table. So I know he probably watching, but I'm still waiting for him to ask me that question. That one question. He hasn't asked me yet. He just said, we're getting married. But he hasn't asked me to marry him yet, so I'm waiting. No, see, I'm still waiting. I might say no, you never know, but
So you guys, how did it happen? You guys started dating and then he just decided we're getting married?
Yeah, we were dating. I mean, we were dating for a while, like about 4 or 5 years, was it? Yes. And then we had just had a baby girl, and then I guess he was tired of living in sin. So
I need some tea.
So he was just like, that song, Let's Get Married. So, this happened and that happened.
So you just put on the clothes and you're like, okay, I'm getting married.
Can you imagine? And the guy is yet to ask me, will you marry me? Like, will you make me the happiest person on planet Earth or something like that? No, but I'm still waiting. I'm waiting.
Step up your game, go down on knees, respect. How can I sin? I mean, we want that video taped.
Yes, we need to see that in live and living colors. You know, hopefully I
Yeah.
don't say no. So
Okay. So you guys are married, but you're in the entertainment business. How
yeah,
do you handle being married to Cornell, who obviously came with his all his, I don't want to say baggage, but he did, because he played for quite a bit of big name artists.
yeah.
You know, he traveled. I remember, I think it was back in early 2000s. He was on tour with Rupee,
Mhm.
and those times we were good friends, him and I, you know, and he messaged me and he's like, I'm in Toronto. And I came backstage to check him out, you know, and to say hi. Him and Emil and, you know, a bunch of people were there.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's done so many things with big name artists that Dominicans don't even know about.
Know about, yeah.
How do you handle that? Because I mean, there's also the attraction from, because women are very much attracted to people who play, and especially, you know, they call them fingers of me doing all of that, and you know, how do you handle being married to somebody like him, and even in that lifestyle?
Well, I mean, it's very easy because we understand each other and we understand the lifestyle and the music life. You understand? So we know how to keep it professional when it's supposed to be professional, when we're out there on the road doing our music and on stage. And we know how to like keep it personal when we're back home. And, you know, we won't let our personal business show if we're going out on the road. You know,
And
so we
that's
understand each other. Yeah, we understand each other like that, and we understand personal is personal, business is business. When we're on the road, we're on the road. When we're
very.
home, we're home.
Recently, you performed at, I think it was Dow.
Ching Dao.
Yes, I saw the
Why
video.
did I feel you were going to ask me about that?
I saw the video of it, right? So this is me watching the video. And Carlyn goes, you know, she gets three men on stage.
Three. I asked for one. I just asked for one and I got three. Like, what's happening?
But that's the thing in the lifestyle. I mean, if you don't know Carlyn and you're on, Carlyn has like a nice big boom boom, you know? So if you ask for three for one person, obviously you're gonna get, and she got three really good looking fellas.
Yes, I mean, come on.
Now they're supposed to do a slow one and a fast one or whatever. And I stopped watching you. I tried to see Cornell.
And check out his reaction.
Because I mean, you in that lifestyle, right? I can see you have to be very strong as a couple to actually stand the test of time, because it might not even be you, it might not even be him, it might be just somebody else, you know, who sees, hey, I want a piece of Carlyn XP. You know, and they want to dance with you and probably grope you, and you have to know where to draw the line and
where to draw the, of course.
And I'm looking at him, and he's just there playing like he.
Yes. But the thing is now, Jael, if I go on stage and I don't do things like that, he's not a happy person, because to him it's all about entertaining the people, you know, and you know, people came out to see this kind of thing, you know, you don't just come on stage and you sing your song and you go home. At the end of the day, you want people, like you see right now, you're talking about it, you want people to come, and you were not even there. You know, and you want people to come and at the end of the show now, after everybody has gone home, you want people to still have that name, Carlyn XP. Boy, you don't see how Carlyn had them fellas on stage and blah, blah, blah. I'm going to say big out to my dancers, especially the number 3 one.
Boy, I didn't know that too. I didn't know that. No, trust me. I was like, I have a 2 left foot, so I was, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, they really held it down on that event. But I also want to, as we're talking about that, like I've seen you perform, like at Fortune. I remember one New Year's you perform, and for when you guys are performing, you forget that it's a local band.
Yes,
because the quality is so high. Like the standard of the entire performance is so up there that sometimes you forget that it's singing, and sometimes you think it's the actual artist that's singing the song. So I really must commend you guys, on always, doing your thing and really putting it down, really entertaining, because that's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed you don't just put a mic and come and sing. You really do entertain, your guests.
Right.
Now, you guys are, in addition to being fanatic, you are a duo.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about the duo.
Well, the thing is that the duo came about because, the music industry in Dominica, people want big things, and especially the music industry, but they don't really want to spend. Look at how you're ranting about the quality of music that Fanatic would give. Yes, somebody would want to have Fanatic for their party and their events and their jams and so, but they really wouldn't want to spend, to get the big band. Now, as you know, Cornell and I is one of the persons in Dominica that only do music, and so we have to make a living one way or another on the music. So we had this idea to come up with, I think we did somebody's event. I cannot remember who actually it was. And then we just did it like the two of us, and then it stuck. Everybody wanted to know, can you guys, just you and your husband, come and do this for me and come and do that for me? And then we got the name from Chester's father. We did marriage encounter weekend. They have that weekend, and then we went up there and we were helping. At the time, we were one of the helpers, and then he's like, what are we going to call you? I think we'll call you C Squared, and Connell was like, yeah, we have been looking for a name for the longest while, and that is going to stick, So from there, we got C Square, and then we started playing, and the demand is very high, I must say. And it working out for us very well, but we don't play events that Fanatic would normally do, like the big events, the big stage events and stuff like that. We won't do it. If you want us on your show, it's gonna have to be Fanatic. We know where to draw the line between C Square and Fanatic. If it's a Fanatic show, it's a Fanatic show. If it's a C Square show, like your little party at the backyard, or you have a little bar or something, you want to bring a little music to them, then you can call on C Square.
Okay. Now, so C Square is doing its thing, and you just mentioned that you and your husband are probably one of the only two people in Dominica who that is all you do.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that's all you do. So you decide to put nursing on hold. Yeah. Why is
that? At first, it was a little bit, how would I put it? It was okay at first, juggling the music and the nursing. And I had some really, 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 really cool stuff. If for some reason I happened to be working while we had a gig, or, I would easily ask them, and they would be more than willing to help me, switch shifts for me, and I work their shift and they work my shift in order for me to go out. But then I had the baby, and then it was even more demanding. Children is a full-time job by itself. So you have a full-time nursing job, a full-time music career, and you have a full-time baby to take care of. So I had these three things, and I was starting to crash and burn, because you have to practice, you have to perform, Then right after you perform, maybe 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, you have to go to work for 8 o'clock. You have to check on baby, make sure baby has everything, and before you go to work and come back. And if it's a weekend, it's even worse because you might have 2 free gigs on that weekend. You understand? And then I had to withdrew from the career that was, or the job that was really stressful to me. It was more of a personal decision to put the nursing on hold, because at the time the environment was very, very, very stressful, So I had to make a mental decision to, if I wanted to keep my sanity, was to just put something on hold and just focus on 2 things.
Sense. You ever listen to that that British comedian turned rapper? That's a Quick Maths.
Quick maths.
I can do a quick maths.
Quick maths.
I can do a quick maths, and the money you can make working weekends only, you would not be making that in a month as a nurse. You gotta keep it 100.
Quick
right?
maths.
Right? And that is working Saturday and Sunday, not
Saturday
even
and Sunday.
Friday.
Not
right?
even for the whole day, maybe just 2 or 3 hours for the most.
Quick maths, right? So let's just keep it quick maths, right?
Quick maths.
So Carlyn decides to quit nursing. But what I always say, with nursing, you're always a nurse.
Yeah, man. I still pay my nursing license, and sometimes if they need a helping hand and they call me, I'm available. I'm more than willing to help. I still go up there. I do some sessions in casualty. When they shut staff and stuff, they call me, Phillip, you available? Yes, and I go. So I still practice, but not as much as I would if I was working full time. You understand? So I still practice here and there.
And that is important to keep that on.
To keep it going, yeah.
And it's good that you can go in whenever and you can take a pause because it's not a job, it's a career,
Yes, it is.
Right. Okay, so we're moving right along. I want to get into the Bouyon Monarch.
Okay.
So Carlyn decides that she's doing Bouyon Monarch. Why? First big question. Why? Because and why I'm asking why, for those of you who are tuned in, why is because Bouyon has been generally done by men. It's been dominated by men in Dominica. So the question for you,
why? Well, I was on the scene already at the forefront of Fanatic and then C-Square, and then I would do Bouyon music and then I would do soca music, and I had actually taken part in the Soca Monarch when they used to have it in Dominica. I won the Groovy Soca Monarch.
I remember that. I remember your performance.
Yes.
I had a green, lime green and a dark green costume.
Yes, I had that for the power part, but I had full red for the groovy part.
For the groovy.
Right, so seeing that I was already on the scene as lead, and then the Bouyon Monarch came about, and Val Coffee was like, why don't you take part in it? Because I really wasn't too much, interested in it. And then he's like, why don't you just become sign up for the Bouyon Monarch? And people already saying that you're the queen, and let's just make it official, and then he was like, I think you should register. And he and Colonel registered me, and I did Bouyon Walk that first year, and I won. And then the second year I did Bouyon Calling. They had it at the Pottersville Savannah, and again I won. So
you win
win-win. And I reign supreme, and I made it official that I'm the Bouyon Queen, first lady of Bouyon, officially.
Wow. Now, being the Bouyon queen comes with there's a lot of good that comes with it, the publicity and stuff, but there's also a lot of negative
Yeah.
that will come. How do you deal with the negativity being in the public eye all the time?
Well, I mean, at first, I used to take it like really hard, like certain things
Give me
that
an
people would
example.
say. Like, for example, I remember I did a show with you after the first Bouyon Monarch. I don't know if you remember on Vice Radio, and people were commenting on my outfit and, maybe my size and, how I need to tone down and wear this and do that and go to the gym and them kind of things. Yeah. And at first I would take it too hard, and feel bad about it. But after I spoke to a couple of people, and it's like I learned not to listen to what the critics, what the negative people would say. Instead of thinking of it as negative, I would just turn it into a positive. You understand? Like think of it as constructive criticism.
Well, not all of it is constructive though. A lot of it is
Yeah,
garbage.
a lot of it. But I mean, if you keep the negative energy around, it's gonna consume you. So I just had to turn it into something positive to help me again keep my sanity and just figure that in whatever you do, there's always gonna be some people who love you and will keep you up no matter what you do, and there will always be some people who's just gonna try to bring you down and break you down because maybe they cannot get to your level or they figure you're higher than them, so they have to bring you down, try and bring you down to the gutter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and one of the things I always say, if somebody's going to take energy to actually talk about someone negatively without telling them, I
Yeah,
prefer someone to come and they say, hey, or even say, can I help? Can
right.
I help you do this? Can I help you do that?
Right.
Instead of bashing the person, because if you see a lot of potential in someone, why? Because like I look at Dominica and a lot of the very talented people have turned to drugs. You
Yeah.
have turn into drugs, heroin, and these
Yeah.
kinds of, and you sometimes wonder like what happened, where did they go wrong? And
Yeah.
I think that there were not external issues with them, that caused it, but a lot of times nobody says or nobody sees it going down that way, and they say, let me help.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah.
I think I can help you with this. I think I can help you with that. How about we do this? How can you do that? Would you be
Right.
willing to try this?
Try. Yeah.
I even approach you,
Yeah. Yeah.
because I don't believe that. I feel women should always uplift each
Right.
other, right? Instead of bring down each other.
Right.
It's when it happens. You are a bigger girl, but there's a bigger girl representation needed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's
Right.
not, and I can relate to you because my first year of 767 was rock. A lady made a comment underneath a picture of Fadine and me about how all the media personalities in Dominica are so big and they need to go and lose weight.
Oh Lord.
She made that comment underneath, and I was just like, at first, I wanted to kind
You
of
want
like,
to answer and
yes, I wanted.
yes.
And Joven says, why you want to turn yourself into a pig and go in lab with them? He's like, why bother like pigs in Labu? They're already in
Right.
their Labu.
Right.
And stuff. But it was still
Right.
like itching to answer her and tell her two pieces of my mind, about some things, and I know I would eat her because the one thing with me, my tongue, oh, it's salty.
Yes.
but, but sometimes you just have to like let it go. And I'm saying this, I'm dwelling on this a little bit because I know there are a lot of young people who are looking at the show
Yeah.
and probably going through certain things in their life, and people are discouraging them, or not necessarily
Right.
discouraging, but they're
Discourage them.
saying
Saying things to discourage them. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you just have to, remain steadfast, remain strong, and know what you want, you know. And there are times when I'm not comfortable with my weight, you know, and when I'm not comfortable with my weight, I do something about it. But there's also times when there are other things that affect the whole weight thing. There are other things, you know, and it could be stress, you know, it could be hormonal. There's so many things, and some people you don't know people's life.
Exactly.
And you cannot just come to a conclusion that that person is fat or that person is this,
and they need to do this or go to the gym and get a diet or something like that. You know what I mean?
In all speaking though, I must say that your costume compilations and then
it's a compilation.
Yeah. They're not joking at all.
No. And that's another thing that have me standing out too, because you know I wouldn't just go on the stage simple, and then I bounce up with Fluffy, Juanita Jules, and Hegana, and Donnell, and these people. They are all about production and looking good, and you are not a simple person. You're an artist, so you have to dress like it and you have to act like it, and it's all the ways. You know, they keep me very much occupied when it comes to being on stage and, you know, dressing. And you know me, even you two approached me about my makeup story. I remember that very clearly. And I'm a person, I don't really do makeups. And my mother, I know she looking, and she would send me the makeup kits, and I have a whole set of makeup kits from my mother because, you know, she too figure I'm on stage and I need to look different when I go on stage. And they're looking at me. The most I will do is probably do my eyebrows or do it or not do it. It doesn't really matter to me. Or put some eye pencil and some lip gloss and I'm good to go. But they're like, no, you have to look different when you're on the stage, and you have to look different when you're walking on the street. But for me, I'm cool, you know. I get up, I wash my face, and I'm good to go.
I think your voice sells you as an individual, and and I think you have a really amazing voice. So it does sell you. I get the appearance thing, and I get the look in the part, because even like coming on the podcast, you know, you had to make a comment about my makeup and whatever. I'm like highlighter, contour,
and you know, all of that. Yep.
And literally I only have my eyebrows done, mascara, and my lips. So that's about it, you know, because it was just one of the days. But what is funny though, because while I was doing that, I was like, I bet you Carlyn's gonna come natural too. So probably I wouldn't look, you know, too, you know, I was thinking about it, you know, like she might be natural, so I will not feel underdressed, you know. So to speak. But yeah, so for ladies who are you know, tuning in, you know, don't let the haterade take over your life. You know, don't let people who hate. There's something that I always used to say when I was on radio. I always used to say, if you love me, I'm in your heart. If you hate me, I'm always on your mind.
Right.
And that's something that I the mere fact you could take time to hate me, it means every time you see me, you have to make sure you fix your face to hate me.
Yeah.
and you know what? People don't even know it, but I usually know who hate me. And I rarely see that shit. Like,
you need to give me that eye to notice, you know.
I laugh about it so much. I take kicks on it, you know, like I usually tell, you know, when people don't like me, and I'm just like, and sometimes they don't even know why they don't like me, you know.
It's true.
But the mere fact that you have to take energy to hate me, it means I always on your mind, because you go in the fete and you see yourself, Jael show up, I have to make sure I always on your mind. All right, so we're on. If you had to change one thing in your life, what would it be and why?
Change one thing. I'm not saying my life is perfect, but I don't think I would change there's anything as such that I would change. because I believe that everything in life that happens to you, it happens for a reason. So it could either break you down, or you could choose to learn from it and it will help you to grow. So all the challenges and all the good times and everything that I had in my life, I take it as a learning opportunity and something that helped me to be who I am today, Carlyn XP.
Oh, that's beautiful. When you're not performing, where can somebody find you?
I don't think I want to answer that. But when I'm not performing, you can find me on a domino table.
Oh my gosh! You like dominoes?
I love dominoes. And most people will not know that, but I actually represented Dominica in 2011 or 2012, somewhere there, in the national domino competition. So I was on the national team, and we went to St. Lucia, and I actually won the Queen of Dominoes competition there. So, but I never got to defend my title because they never went back to the next year after that. So I still have my title, even if somebody else might have it.
The funny you might say that. When I was growing up as a child, before moving to Canada, my father would always play dominoes, and he taught me how to play. And they used to do this thing in Vegas in a shop, a ton shop. They used to for tin of milk, so case of milk. That's what they used to play for. And my friend let me to come and play with him for tin of milk. So I really think you're of a women's team in Dominica.
Yes.
I wouldn't mind being part of that team. I don't think I still have those skills because it was so long ago.
Right.
Things like that never really leave you. But I remember my mother used to say, I don't like you bringing my child in the rum shop to play domino. You like case of milk. And she said, oh, for real? Okay. Like case of carnation milk.
So it's okay. Now you got that in milk, that it's okay. But I mean, my mother was a dominoholic. My father is still a dominoholic. I grew up on dominoes. Actually, domino was what that made me very good in maths, because they used to use it to help me to teach me how to count and the mathematical stuff with the dominoes. So dominoes actually gave me my stepping stone in mathematics. So I actually grew up. Imagine your mother is playing dominoes, your father is playing dominoes. So when they're going out to play domino, where you going and go?
Then
yeah, exactly.
Dominoes on the board and go, do you do those
How
things?
You mean, man? And they tell me my mother used to walk with her blanket and a bag and everything, and everybody going and play dominoes.
Oh my God.
So I still have a great love for dominoes. I grew up in it, and Cornell is not a domino person. Don't tell him I said that, but he's not about the domino life at all. But all my spare time, my free time. Also, I miss my game, Jael, to be here with you today. I miss my game.
Let me let you go fast. Let me. All right. So I think we've covered almost everything. Tell us one thing that people may not know about you, besides the fact that you play dominoes.
Let me see what I can think of. Something that they may not know. But yeah, my life has been such an open book since I started to sing. I don't think I can think of anything though. I tried to think of it. I covered the dominoes, I covered the nursing, I covered the music. I don't know. I cannot think of anything right now. I cannot. Open book.
What's next for you, Carlyn?
Well, I have a number of things coming up. We're putting together a Carlyn XP showcase. So I'm gonna do my first show to showcase all the music that I have, and I'm gonna be doing it with some friends. We're planning to do it next month, so people can look out for that, and we'll be giving the public more information on that.
Mhm.
And then I'm gonna be going on tour for the summer. We have that gig booked up in Belgium.
Yes.
So Carlyn XP will be in Belgium. I have like free shows there. So
Yeah.
it's something I'm looking forward to it, very much so. And we have other little gigs here and there, but it's basically local stuff. So people can always look forward to getting my troublesome WhatsApps. I know I I always tell them where I am, where I'll be, get them set like for the weekend, where we will be for the weekend. And I want to say I appreciate the love from all the Dominicans and all the die-hard Carlyn XP fans, that we follow. Like last night we played at 5 Star and people still come out in the rain. We had rain in Dominica and they came out. So we will let them know where we will be. And I'm looking forward to great things. I don't see anything that's going up. I can only see myself going up, climbing the ladder even higher and higher. So I'm using this showcase as a stepping stone to let people know a little bit more about what Carlyn XP is about and what my music is about. And we'll see where it goes from there.
Awesome. Carlyn, it was a pleasure having you
Yes.
here on the show. I think everything was on the table.
Everything.
It was really a pleasure. I really appreciate you taking time out of your Domino schedule to be here with me. You are actually my one before my last show for the season. So my last show is on Saturday next week, and that will be in September.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm not good on tour. No. Taking the summer off, of course, to prepare for the next season and hopefully get everybody booked up in advance, because my life is going to be changing drastically in a couple months. So I need to just make sure, and of course I'll keep people posted on that, but I just need to make sure that I'm ready for it in September. And I'm just really appreciative to you and your husband and for all the music that you guys put out there, all the music that you guys produce. I know it's a tough environment, especially on the Bouyon front, not so much the reggae and the soca front, but on the Bouyon front it can be a very tough environment because I still don't think our people have appreciated our own music, Bouyon. So that kind of becomes a difficulty in pushing that sort of genre out there. But I think it will gradually get to them. And this year, I must say that a lot of the Bouyon bands definitely represented, including yourself, a lot of the Bouyon are represented. And I look forward to seeing bigger and better things from you and also other artists. I wish you all the best on your tour in Belgium. Have fun.
I plan to.
Do a bit of sightseeing. Be a tourist.
Oh yes, because that's one of the greatest advantages of touring and having this duo, this next person with you. You get to go on tour with your better half. So you can do all these great things while you work. You can work and play at the same time,
I want to say that. But have fun on your tour for sure, and we'll look forward to, of course, bigger things. I want to encourage, especially the women who are on here and who are viewing this show, to share the link, and so somebody else can can see this interview. I think it's important for women to appreciate and also acknowledge other women. And if you're doing something good, like I was saying to you, I think we spoke about that recently. I don't have to like you or like when I say like you, like to know you and like you, to see what you're doing is good. And if I see what you're doing is good, then I should support you, So we should get rid of this haterade stuff and support women, because once we push or we take somebody up with us, only better things are going to happen for us.
Of course.
So I really appreciate you taking out the time to come on with me. And thanks again to all of you, the viewers, the listeners, the folks that you will listen to after and view after. Thank you so very much. I want to remind you to subscribe to, of course, the podcast so you can get updates. You can go on there and you can watch all the shows. I think by the end of next week, there'll be 17 shows. Yes, wow. 17 shows from March to now to view. And all of them, all the videos are there. It took a while,
and
but
Carlyn XP twice.
And Carlyn XP twice. Like literally C squared. Get an opportunity to watch all of the videos, or you can listen to on the podcast. I'm so grateful again, Carlyn. I want to say thank you, a big thank you for being here with me. And I just want to remind the listeners, if you have not drank a little bit of Cacoa tea, make sure you get some in your life, because Cacoa, a lot of different, another Cacoa, where they say the Cacoa, not that one I'm referring to. I'm referring to the actual Cacoa tea. Before we leave, I just want to shout out my girl, Marie-Claire Giro out there in New York, who does her jazz and her opera going on. And Marie-Claire is performing on August the 4th at Joe's Pub. That's at 7 p.m. That is in Lafayette Street. That's on Lafayette Street in New York. That's 425 Lafayette Street in New York. So if you're in New York City on August the 4th, go and check out Marie-Claire Giro. She puts it down for you guys. Marie-Claire's been doing her thing in the States, performing with a lot of big name artists, and I can assure you that you're going to be getting a really good show. So go ahead and show your support to Marie-Claire. You can also find her on Instagram, on Facebook, and follow her, as well as Carlyn. Carlyn, big up to you. Thanks again. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thank you.